Hey Siri, why is Bryce Harper not signed with the Phillies?
The Phillies play the Tigers at 18:05.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, let's be honest here, that's probably about as much insight as we're getting from the MLB writers right now. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of This Week in Philadelphia Sports with myself, Liam Jenkins, where we go over everything that happened in Philadelphia sports this week. So there's that. If you like this kind of content and you're new around here, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and leave a like so we know you enjoy it. We can bring you more of this every single week. Now, it's been an interesting week in Philadelphia sports purely because things have actually happened, and it didn't start off that way. Monday to Friday, nothing happened with the Eagles, and then out of nowhere we had Jake Elliott and Rick Lovato sign one-year deals with the team. They're staying in Philadelphia through 2019, and then we had an emotional goodbye where veteran safety Chris Maragos was released by the team. Since joining with the Eagles in 2016, Rick Lovato has provided a real sense of stability at the long snapper position, and if you think that the progress that Jake Elliott and Cameron Johnson have made in 2018, you can only be impressed with that level. I mean, it's very easy for long snappers to get overlooked, but they're such a key cog in Dave Phipp's special teams unit, and any unit for that matter, just many of them tend to get it a bit wrong. So Jake Elliott, obviously, as we all know, signed as an undrafted free agent, landed with Cincinnati, and in week 3 of 2017, the Eagles poached him from the Bengals practice squad, and it didn't take him long to make history with that iconic 61-yard field goal to win the Eagles a huge game against the New York Giants. But whether it was shining in Super Bowl 52 or setting records like now owning the most 50-plus yard field goals made in team history, Elliott has been really good, and I think probably one of the most underrated additions to the team. In keeping that trio together, obviously Cameron Ironleg Johnston was an absolute thunderhorse in 2018. Honestly, it's so rare to get emotionally attached to a punter, but I would let him kick me into the middle of next week because I would probably make it from here to Philadelphia faster than a flight. The man's an absolute machine, and seeing that the progress, as I said, that Jake Elliott has made, keeping that unit together is key. The Eagles went through a very rough stage of having Caleb Sturgis. That went well. Cody Parkey. So now finally being able to have a sense of serenity at the position with Jake Elliott, the Eagles had to keep him around. He's young, he's developmental, he has the most field goals by a rookie in a single Super Bowl, he's setting records left, right and centre, and stunningly, believe it or not, Elliott, in both seasons with the Eagles, kicked 26 of 31. The exact same amount of field goal attempts, the exact same amount made. Is that a conspiracy? I don't know. But on another note, losing Chris Maragos was an emotional goodbye. He was a 5-year player with the Eagles and of course was a special teams captain prior to falling to a very strange injury that made him miss the entire 2018 season and of course a huge chunk of 2017 as well. Now Maragos has been instrumental in and around the locker room, and the Eagles already have a need at safety. This was a business move. Howie Roseman actually restructured his contract during 2018 so the Eagles could let him walk at the end of this season, which they have now done. But as we say, the Eagles already need safety depth. We can presume that Corey Graham, what we can hope, Corey Graham won't be coming back. But with Rodney McLeod's contract now minimal and Malcolm Jenkins not getting any younger, you need to start developing the future of that position, and I think this has to be a pivotal need now going into the offseason, because not only are you replacing special teams depth, not only do you need that solid third string, but you need to start looking at who's going to take the reins, or more importantly, be Rodney McLeod's running mate. Now elsewhere, one of the most controversial topics when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, should the team go after Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell? To which my resounding answer has been,
dabble in a bit of German. No.
Could we have
No.
it? Could we have you speak a bit? No. Could we?
However, I feel like I may be one of the very few who believes that. Not only has Le'Veon Bell randomly searched himself on Twitter, found a tweet from an Eagles fan that says, "Oh, Le'Veon, come to the Eagles," and quote tweeted it, but Eagles players are getting in on the fun, and they're beginning to rally, and it's scaring me. Now, obviously, you can't deny Le'Veon Bell is a generational talent. The man's a 2-time Pro Bowler, he's young enough at 27 years old to do it all over again, but there are going to be concerns. Ignore the fact that he's done an Eddie Lacy and put on weight. We're gonna, forget that for a second. Let's just talk about the paying structure. He's reportedly wanting some incredibly lucrative, incredibly extensive deals, and who can blame him? the Eagles aren't the team to pay that right now. If Le'Veon Bell was willing to take a pay cut, I think there's no question you have to at least consider it. If you don't remotely consider it, I'd be extremely concerned. The Eagles typically, since the start of the Doug Peterson era, haven't let their featured back receive over around 16 carries per game. That tends to be the max limit. Jay Ajayi reached that twice in 2017. I think Blunt hit it once. The issue is here that if Le'Veon Bell comes in, the Eagles want to run that committee where you have a versatile option coming out of the backfield for screens and such. He's not going to be getting that kind of exposure. In fact, in 2016, he had just one game where he had below 15 carries. I think it was 4 1 year later. So would he be happy settling not only for a lot less money, but for a marginalised role? One would argue the fact that there was a sense of durability concern last year, and that's why Bell opted to sit out. He didn't want to hurt his contract value by going through another rigorous season where he didn't see the point playing under a tag because the team wouldn't pay him the money he wanted. So why would he risk getting hurt? Why would he wear down his body? I understand that. That's kind of the whole point of the position. You are a human battering ram in the very basic principle of it. And that's kind of like expecting a car not to wear down after years of use. It's like you wouldn't just start walking to work because your car, oh well, I've got a service soon and those tyres are getting a bit slippy. I might leave them for a couple of weeks and then get the car fixed and I'll just start, going to work later. It doesn't work like that. And I feel that to me is a big red circle because the Eagles, as we all know since 2016, whether it's Ryan Matthews, whether it's Darren Sproles, Jay Ajayi, LeGarrette Blount, when they've not found stability at the running back position. It doesn't matter what they've done. It has been the exact same story over and over and over and over again. Stage 1 of the Doug Peterson running back plan, they start out by not running the ball. There's about 5 weeks where fans are sat there hammering the table with an actual mallet, slapping through the wood, going, run the ball, just run the damn ball, run the ball, I don't know what I got to bring with him, run the ball, right? And then he doesn't. And then what happens is they start tinkering with it and they say, oh, it's all down to, game by game opponents. We can't run the ball all the time, but we'd love to. And then they start running the ball. That's step 2. I look like I was doing it. I'm not, that's a thumbnail. So they start running the ball and then someone gets hurt. And that man has been Ryan Matthews, that man has been Sproles, that man has been Ajayi, the list goes on. Step 3, the Eagles really commit to running the ball when there are virtually no running backs, aka Wendell Smallwood, aka undrafted free agents, aka Kenyon Barner. It's a problem. It's too little too late 3 years in a row. Now, if we're going to see this team commit to a committee backfield and they want Le'Veon Bell, is he the man for the job? I genuinely don't think so. If the Eagles are willing to pay Le'Veon Bell whatever he wants to bring him in and take the pressure off Carson Wentz, they have to run the ball. You physically have to. If you go out and you buy yourself a brand new Gibson Les Paul guitar and all you do is sit at home playing Smoke on the Water, you look like an idiot. You cannot afford to do that. Therefore, I'm all in favour of signing Le'Veon Bell if the circumstance is right. If the Eagles are willing to surrender this committee ideal that has been implemented in this West Coast scheme and has been a crucial part of Doug Peterson's nourishing as a head coach. So what do you think, guys? Should the Eagles sign Le'Veon Bell? Should they at least explore the avenue? Would he work in a committee backfield? Let me know in the comments below because it's an interesting debate. I can see both sides of it. As for Antonio Brown, no. Just no. It stresses me out. It really stresses me out. There is no need. There is no need. Alshon Jeffrey is earning $11 million next year. He's your highest paid player on the team. He gets demoted to wide receiver 2 after understandably being very frustrated that he wasn't getting a lot of targets. Is he really going to be happy with Antonio Brown, the arguably the best receiver in the game, coming into Philly and stealing even more of his target share? Really? Is that what we're doing now? That is literally being replaced. And I know you could view it from the angle of, oh, well, it would take attention away from Alshon and then he would do better. Yeah, but is Wentz going to get the ball to him? That's the question we need to ask ourselves in a very calm manner. So there's that. That's all I'm saying on the Antonio Brown debacle. There is an article I put on phillysportsnetwork.com very recently discussing why I wouldn't sign both players, and Eagles would be wise to allure the WWE divas. I mean, there's a time and a place. On the football field, throwing tantrums on the sideline isn't one of them. Nor is sitting out, or missing meetings, or being late to practice, or purposely missing an entire game in week 17. But that's just my opinion. And on to the Phillies, where we have some groundbreaking news. And the groundbreaking news is, you're joking, you bloody guessed it again, haven't you? Because Bryce Harper isn't a Philly, and I am shocked. Are you shocked? Because I am I'm living, what's going on? The worst part is, okay, every Bryce Harper report looks exactly like this. So, the Phillies are favourites to land Bryce Harper. I'm hearing it's a $340 million deal over 97 years. And they're very, very close to signing. Very, very, very close to signing. But also, the deal is nowhere near the finish line. It's nowhere near completed. And there are 5 more teams who wish to visit with Brysington of Harperville. I don't understand, what is going on. Even Manny Machado has signed it. He got bored. He just got annoyed. He was like, well, if no one else is going to do it, I mean, what a problem to have. Imagine going, do you know what, I'm really bored. Oh, do you know what, screw it, I'm just going to get $300 million, lol. Imagine that for a problem. And Bryce Harper is sat there, painting his nails, going, do you reckon we should do it, Kay? Do you reckon we should Philadelphia? Should we go there? And she's going, no, Bryce, you do what's right for you. And he's like, yeah, but I don't know, man. San Diego, they've got a team, and they all play the same sport, and they all, track numbers like slugs and on percentage of slugs and batting the slugs. Like, what an issue to have. You are an elite talent. I know it's a 10-year deal, but that's you wanting it. That's you. You can't say, oh, it's a big decision for Bryce because it's the next 10 years. That's your prerogative. If you don't want a 10-year deal, sign a 5-year deal. You're in control. You're a star. It's not hard, Bryce. Choose where you want to play, select the amount you want, and any team in the league is probably going to give it to you because you've got nice hair. Sign a deal. Just get pen and sign a deal, because I can't take this. It is driving me insane. Now, I'm used to people playing hard to get, and I'm very awful at it, but this is taking the biscuit. This is one step too far, okay? At this point, if this is Dragon's Den, I'm out. I've had enough. You're running me round too much, and you're flirting with other guys, and I can't be dealing with it, Bryce, okay? You've got a lovely beard. Just bring it to Philadelphia, or just go and play cricket, all right? I'm sure cricket would love you. Go and play in the Cricket World Cup or something, because right now, you're just giving me a heart attack every single day of the week. Elsewhere, the Flyers finally broke that outdoor curse. They were 0-3 in Stadium Series games prior to last night's emphatic win over the Pittsburgh Penguins. They were 3-1 down in the third period. They go and do the thing and win 4-3 in overtime, and the playoff hopes are alive. Everything's amazing except that Wayne Simmons might be slightly, possibly, probably getting traded, so there's that. Now, I've had a chat with a couple of people. Obviously, our writers at Philly Sports Network are very plugged in. They seem to feel that Nashville is going to be one of the main suitors. I don't know how much validity there is to this. However, that seems to be the motive right now. And now everyone's getting a bit emotional, because it's very easy on the edge of time to say, trade that player, he's trash, get him gone. And then he actually goes, and you're like, oh, come back, I love you. Don't go. Wayne. And it's very easy to slip into that very emotional side. So it's going to be a tough week for Flyers fans, because that sort of trade can probably damage a locker room more than many people think. Wayne Simmons is a key locker room guy. He's best friends with Giroux and Voracek. He's been an instrumental leader to the young depth on this team. You don't know how they're going to respond. Like, you genuinely don't know how this Flyers team that is pushing themselves out of the basement, clawing the door open, seeing the plot. What if they fall back down the stairs? What if they break their ankle? You know, it's a possibility. Think about it. But again, let me know in the comments, guys, what your thoughts are on that front. Meanwhile, the Sixers are doing things. They're winning games and losing games, and that's about as far as Sixers news has got this week. And that brings us to the end of the video. So thank you for tuning in. Again, if you are new around here, slam that subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the like button if you enjoy what we do. You can follow me on Twitter at LiamJenkins21, and of course, daily Philadelphia sports content at phillysportsnetwork.com.